Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I am fresh off the back of falling asleep in the sun, which is not the most smartest thing to do. But I tell you what, I was falling asleep in the sun because I'm relaxed, I'm chilled, I'm feeling good. And obviously Chelsea has a very, very huge say in whether or not I feel good or I don't feel good. Although most of the time, I keep a cap on it if I don't feel good because this season's been tough. But yesterday was brilliant news. We had the end of season awards, and we're going to talk about those a little bit today. We're going to start off, though, on a really flipping sad note. We're going to go from one Brazilian to another in this video. I'm going to tell you why Chelsea are after Messinho. But from what I can see, this guy is literally like Neymar when Neymar was actually good, but like, I'm going to say better. At the age of 17 years old, we're going to talk about Estêvão Willian and Chelsea's progress or seeming progress in this deal to bring the Brazilian to Chelsea. But first of all, it's official. And I know, like, we've known it for a while. I think most of us thought Thiago Silva probably wasn't going to get a sniff at Chelsea again after Silva told everybody it was time for a change, and then the change was to take him out of the team. He's back in the team now and he's doing well. Exactly what we wanted to happen. We wanted to see a bit of ruthlessness. Maybe not to axe Thiago Silva from the team, but to be fair, we were conceding loads of goals. He's back in the team now, though. We're keeping clean sheets. We're winning games of football. Everyone's a winner, especially Thiago Silva, who after 15 years after joining AC Milan, he is going to be back at Fluminense next season in Brazil. There's also news that as a result of this deal going through, it's a 2-year contract until June 2026, which will take Thiago Silva into his 40s. And the brilliant news here, and this is kind of relative to the Estêvão Willian deal and the Angelo Gabriel deal that we've seen, and Chelsea essentially raiding the South American talent pool and the talent market for youngsters. There is a proposed idea from the Fluminense chairman, I believe, to have 2 friendlies, one in the Maracanã in Brazil and another one in London. 73,000 fans in the one in Brazil. And this makes sense. This is a proposed idea to have friendlies as kind of like a shake hands, thank you for Thiago Silva, allowing us to bring him home and basically not offering him a new contract at Chelsea. So it's like a thank you, really, from Fluminense. This is the best deal that we could have got for Thiago Silva, to see him finish his career where it began. It's a beautiful story after the back of an incredible career in Europe. This guy really is one of the elite centre-backs of his generation. And about a week ago, there were rumours that he might have ended up staying in the Premier League. There were apparently 3 London clubs that were rumoured to be interested in him, and you could pretty much guarantee that at least one of those we'd absolutely despise. Probably Arsenal, West Ham, Tottenham, Crystal Palace. Although I don't think Spurs and Arsenal would make sense. But Palace or West Ham, it would have been horrible to see Thiago Silva at another Premier League club that wasn't Chelsea. So this deal is fantastic for him. And as well as that, this whole proposed friendly idea, when it comes to Chelsea and the brand, and obviously Chelsea and the commercial side of things, is not really something that you or I, most likely I'm going to say, we're not that bothered about it. Obviously, we understand that commercial benefits to Chelsea lead to financial benefits to Chelsea, which inevitably allow us to be a club that is still seen at the pinnacle of football. We have the financial backing and muscle as a result of these things to be able to facilitate transfers and wages and all of that stuff. It is important, but what we will say here is it seems to be very good timing for this idea of the proposed friendly in Brazil for pre-season to exist when Chelsea are seriously looking at this young Brazilian market. There is a brand new talent pool in South America that we've already snapped up Kendry Pires, who, by the way, if you don't really want to know about Pires because he's not a Chelsea player yet, I would honestly say break the duck. Go and look at this guy on YouTube. Look at the highlight videos from where he's playing and what he's doing. He's absolutely majestic to watch. It's brilliant. And the next player that Chelsea are also interested in from this neck of the woods, and more so Brazil, Chelsea remain well informed on Estêvão Willian since November as one of 4 to 5 South American talents that they are tracking. CFC aware of the release clause structure for the summer, but have not presented any formal proposals so far as Palmeiras wait for the first official step. And off the back of this is from Fabrizio Romano, so we're going to trust this one. I don't believe Chelsea right now have actually made a concrete direct approach to Palmeiras, because from what I understand, Chelsea are kind of trying to sniff this one out in terms of not paying the 60 million euros up front, which is the release clause, because obviously 60 million would be a large chunk up front out of Chelsea's transfer budget for this summer, and Estêvão Willian would not be able to join the club until he is 18. There are also rumours that Palmeiras are desperate to keep him in Brazil until the end of 2025, which would see him join next January or the following January, because they've got the Club World Cup and they want Estêvão Willian to be a part of the squad there, which I understand, but it's kind of just annoying, isn't it? Like, we got to wait another year for Kendry Pires. It's less than a year now, by the way, which I'm absolutely buzzing for. And I just find it interesting about how many right-sided players Chelsea would have. Now, Estêvão Willian, as I said at the beginning, he is a player who I think there are just some players that are that good. At 17 years old, I can't include highlight videos because they will demonetize my video, unfortunately, but just go on YouTube and look up this guy. Watch some compilations. And I'm not just literally going off of compilations here when I talk about this guy, because when you actually watch his positional awareness for a 17-year-old, is seriously good. And people talk about how enthralling it was to watch Neymar, how excited we were by watching the skills and the magic that was Neymar when he was a late teenager. This guy, for me, I think Estêvão Willian is even a level above that. And I think the word generational, when it comes to describing a footballer, gets absolutely thrown out there maybe a little bit too often. But I think there are just some young players, despite me saying all year Chelsea need to stop buying youngsters. The more I watch of this guy, the more I read about this guy, the more I'm like, there's just some that you cannot say no to. And I think Chelsea at the moment are one of those clubs, a bit like when Endrick went to Real Madrid. Chelsea were interested in Endrick, but in the end, Real Madrid did more. And there are just some players that you do have to go all out to ensure that you get. On the flip side of that, it would leave us with Madueke, Palmer, Estêvão Willian, Kendry Pires, Amari Hutchinson, and I think I said Noni Madueke, didn't I? Maybe Angelo Gabriel. There's 6 right wingers there. And it kind of goes with the trend of what we understand, that Bedad Igbali, Clearlake, Todd Bowley, these guys wanted to create a talent pool at Chelsea of the best youngsters in the world. The best ones stay at Chelsea and the other ones are flipped for profit. And I think this signing would be one of those that the chances are it would see the likes of Angelo probably go. Whether you like that or not, I'm not sure. Kendry Pires, I think, is just such a great talent. Chelsea are going to have to figure out a way to teach some of these young players to become left wingers. Because right now we've got a massive hole on the left-hand side that Mudryk isn't quite filling. And if we do sign Estêvão Willian, Messinho, as he is known as in Brazil, then this would give us too many players on that right side. Cole Palmer would always then be known as a 10. I'm excited about this one. I would love to see Chelsea get this one over the line. And we just have to wait a while to see him in a Chelsea shirt. Anyway, let's move on from the Estêvão Willian news. As more information breaks, I'll let you guys know, of course, on GBFC. Last night, there were some awards at Chelsea Football Club, and I think it was pretty self-explanatory beforehand who was going to win those awards. You've got the Men's Young Player of the Year and the Player of the Year award, both of which going to Chelsea's number 20, Cole Palmer. And to be fair, I don't mind any excuse to heap praise on Cole Palmer. The more I look at his stats, I forget just how brilliant it actually is. And Cole Palmer has been quoted this week saying that he hopes he's picked for the Euros. Meanwhile, Gareth Southgate is being linked with the Manchester United job. If for whatever reason, Cole Palmer doesn't play more than 60 minutes of football at the Euros and England don't win the competition, that is all you need to know. Absolutely all you need to know. He's an unbelievable talent, 40 million quid. I just want to remind you of that number in a footballing world where there are zeros being added onto things and we're all like, Where, why? How? Cole Palmer for 40 million quid is the bargain of the century. Well, Thiago Silva for free is the bargain of the century, but you know what I mean. Alfie Gilchrist also winning the Young Player of the Year from the Academy. Delighted for Alfie. I think he is also a real talent that Chelsea can rely on. Maybe alone next season so that he can get some more regular football. If you look at how brilliant it's been for Amari Hutchinson at Ipswich, he's also won the Men's Player of the Year there. There's been some good loans for Chelsea, Amari Hutchinson being the main one. And I would say, with Thiago Silva not being here next year, I do think Chelsea will be in the market for another centre-back. Antonio Silva of Benfica is a name that was mentioned. He is reportedly for sale. Benfica need the cash this summer. So keep an eye on that one. Parma winning both awards. That was pretty much obvious, I think, from day one. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy yourselves, hit the like button on it. Subscribe if you are new. I don't know about you lot. It's only Wednesday, but I can't wait to watch Chelsea play on Saturday night. It's bloody good to say that again. Come on, you Blues.